We are live.
All right, what is up, beautiful people? It's Wolfbrother Methos.
And I am El Frico. Welcome to the show.
Guys, we are so excited to be here, as always, especially since I've actually had a time to do a little bit of hobby this week. I mean, it was on nonstop conference calls this week. But, you know, I always focus better if my hands are doing something, so...
But
I did set aside some dedicated hobby time this week, so it was cool.
Let's see, hand check.
Hand check. He's got a shiny. Get him. Anyways, keeping it professional here, guys. So we got some amazing people in the chat here from the Pale Orc. Yo.
Oh, I love the Pale Orc.
First place goes to Pale Orc this week. Painting some nids. All right.
Very nice. Let me fix this.
Hellworks. He's working on getting him a 3D printer, and he's studying up how to use Blender. That's awesome.
Very nice. Very nice.
Has anyone seen Jam Jar in the last few weeks? You know,
I have not.
I saw him in someone's live stream. I think Pickle's live stream coming in with the herd. But yeah, it's been a hot minute since I've seen some Jam Jar in action.
Hope he's okay.
Boffnet says good morning.
Good morning.
Hobby time with HP. Woohoo! Good to see you, my man.
Hewlett Packard? What you're doing with HP?
Heinrich Botha. Dave, not for about a week. Yeah, he has been. There's been strangely a lack of Jam Jar around.
Yeah. I hope he's okay. Hope he's doing all right.
Absolutely. Him and the entire Dino herd.
Indeed. In absolute deed.
Starting kind of late today.
Oh, sorry.
There was some potato-ness around. I admit. We were having some trouble getting the show started. There was definitely some glitches in the Matrix. Archer's trying to get his own 3D printer to behave itself.
What's going on with yours, man?
Well, he may need to change his FEP again, whatever that is.
Is F and P? What?
FEP?
Oh, FEP. Oh, he just changed it. He just changed it. He bought a whole pack of them. It's the little film that goes underneath the actual vat when you pour it. And the only time that happens, the only time that gets messed up if the plate goes too far down and starts to damage the actual film. So I don't know. That's kind of weird. I hope he was able to update the firmware. Sometimes that'll do it. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. I'm hijacking, going all techie. I'll shut the heck up.
That's okay. I had my smile and nod on. Modeling for Advantage says, "Evening, chaps." I'm going to go ahead and throw in my weekly Modeling for Advantage plug because some really, really neat weekly update and battle reports this week, guys. And again, I'm not really into historicals, but watching them makes historicals look good. And this week's his Friday feature was a historical battle report that actually, looked fun and looked enjoyable. So it was very cool. Mini Warma says, "What up, my brothers?"
Hi. What's going on, Brian?
There.
Hi, Brian. How are you? You doing good?
Archer's getting lots of prints sticking to the vat. Yeah, I remember you saying you were having more failed prints than usual. It's getting out of control.
Just it's if they're sticking to that bottom, then that means that they're curing way too long. So I'm wondering maybe if you want to play around with the settings, the cure time settings for each level. That might help. Like drop it all the way down and then slowly increment.
I know what happens when I get it, sticking to the bottom way too long. Anyways. Crap, Kaiser's here. I need to get back to the bench and finish Scotty. I don't know who Scotty is, but you go finish him.
Yeah, hurry before Scotty finds out.
He's waiting on you.
Yes. Scotty needs you.
Dave Moffat, you're copying my photography style. I bought a light box and I'm spamming Instagram with old painted miniatures. That light box can really make a difference.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we got some pretty amazing people in the chat already. I figured it was Scotty from Star Trek Mini Warm-Up. We were just giving you a hard time.
So if you see some movement behind me, that is my lovely assistant back there. That is my oldest, Amanda Panda, and she's the one who does the really cool unboxings, snacks unboxing. So pretty cool.
Yeah, you can actually find this celebrity food taster on a channel called Manda Panda.
Yeah,
doing international food tastings from snacks around the world. In fact, this month's episode is Russia.
Jinx.
Check that out. Oh, God dang
it. You okay, man? You all right? What happened? You didn't spill wash again, did you? Methos? You okay, Methos? Speak to me. Oh, God, don't get... Oh. You're not going to be able to buy me a Coke. It's just not going to happen. I don't know how you're going to do this. No, I'm not doing this by myself. No. Okay, unjinx. Screw you.
Lady Dragon's Creations is in the house. Good evening, lovely creation lady who is doing some amazing work on Thomas's digital art for his Wolf Lord. Very cool. In addition to a whole bunch of other cool hobby stuff she got going on.
She's talented. She's so talented.
He's Methos, so that's good enough.
Right?
Kaiju. Australian Jesus.
Australian Jesus. How are you, my friend?
And my brain is melted. Well, you know, it's okay. Sit here. Let your brain be melted. Relax to the ridiculousness that is the Frosted Fish.
This is the place, the forum to have your brain melted. You wouldn't want your brain melted any other place. Could you imagine you're driving in your car to work and your brain melts? That's not the right place for that. You want to be home, the comfort of your chair, your sofa, your bed, toilet even, you know, doing your business and brain melts.
Okay, so muy bien. That's very good.
¿Qué tal, hermano?
Hold on.
Oh, damn it.
I don't do the Spanish, but
Right.
I know hermano is brother, right? And que is what? What's tal?
¿Qué tal? What's up?
Que tal? Okay.
Yeah.
I guess. So I got most of that, right?
You did. You absolutely did. Look at you. Look at you.
Hey, I told you I don't do the Spanish, okay? I spent a lifetime avoiding the Spanish because everybody assumes that an Italian, American, Asian crossover is Spanish. Not Spanish.
Hey, you know what though? That picture that you took of both of us side by side, man, we look like two cholos, bro.
Dude,
I'm sorry.
Dude, I got so many comments of, is that your twin? Are you two twins?
I could not believe how much we looked alike right then and there. It's like, what the? I was like, I had to do a double take. I was like, what the hell? Who's that guy? Oh, that's me. Oh, that's him. What have we done?
Wait, your first language was Spanish, Lady D? Well, I mean, even in California, that seems so unlikely.
I don't know.
Well, very cool, my friend. Very cool.
Depends how you're raised. You know, if you're raised Spanish, then first language is Spanish. Instead of, you know, first words da, it might have been papi or mommy.
Oh, that reminds me of that Family Feud bit. Mommy. What about mama? Mommy, mama. Have you ever seen that Family Feud bit with Steve Harvey? It's hilarious.
I don't think I have. I've seen several, but I like the ones where people just say the darndest things.
Methos, have you had a chance to use those chain swords yet? So that's part of my hobby update. So We are brothers, modeling for advantage. We are brothers from other mothers, though, but we are brothers. So it's clear, so you're not going to be able to see it, so I don't know why I'm bothering to show you. But part of my hobby update is Brother Archer made me a whole bunch of scimitar chainswords for my white scars. So I can use those on my assault intercessors. So when I get around to building those up, I am going to be using that. That's going to be cool.
Very nice.
Also, I think it's pretty awesome. I sent him a slash captain, a Raven Guard slash captain, and I didn't want anyone to step on the box or crush the box and the box get all jacked up and messed up the model inside. So I packed it in some bubble tape in a garlic jar, and he sent the garlic jar back to me. That's pretty cool.
Kind of like what happened with your brush.
I don't want to talk about it. All right.
Great story for salty time.
I don't live that far from Italy, but I refuse to go to a country that looks like Julia Roberts' boots in Pretty Woman. Wow. I used to do that when I was training Warmutt. Good to get a little hair whippy cheap shot in the grapple. I was like 4 when I stopped speaking Spanish. Interesting. So I'm so Spanish. I'm in the center of Madrid, Spain, with my fans on. I saw fans on, and my brain immediately jumped to fans only. Remember the term closet boys, guys? That was funny. Huh? I don't get that reference.
Smile and wave.
Yep. I thought you two were. Oh yeah, that's right. Was the easiest way to go? Man, I had an Amazon package that got smashed pretty hard, like the one you had. Oh man, that always sucks. And fairly sturdy goods, no breakage. Good. All right, so hobby update. I already started Freak. Normally, I invite you to start first, but I'm going to jump in and finish what I started. So a couple of things. Freak and I had a game of our first 9th edition game. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. And I decided my boys really need a transport. So I already, my brother had already put this mostly together for me. And so it was about, I did some fair work. It was like the body was together, and I just really had to kit bash on some parts here and glue a few other parts on. So I got the truck mostly completed. And then in sub-assemblies, I have the machine gunner and the driver for the driver's seat. And of course, there was just a couple pieces, of course, that may have gotten lost in the box or whatever. So I did a little kit bashing to make it fit, and everything, has got a good spot for it now. And I've got a wrecking ball to go on this, and I've got my little orc truck that's just about ready for some paint. With a little kit bashing there. Speaking of kit bashing, we also discovered that I might need some saves because I was not getting a lot of saves the other day. And so I have a Mega Armor Big Mech with Force Field. But for a small game like 500 points, I needed something that was going to give me that same invulnerable save on a cheaper body. So I kit bashed together a regular Big Mech with custom Force Field. And I was heavily inspired by 2 of my favorite kit bashers, Brother Thomas from Hellworks by Hellchild, and of course Brother Spud from the Chilling Wargamers, who has been kit bashing orcs like a beast lately. And this part of this backpack here is actually a jet engine, and then I put the custom Force Field from the Mega Knobs kit on here. And then from the same Mega Knobs kit, I took this spanner hand and drilled it into the arm there, chopped off his hand. I was talking to Freak on the phone the other day. I said, I hope this work doesn't mind. I'm chopping off this guy's hand right now. What? But yeah, I think that kit bash came out pretty well. Pretty inspired by Brother Spud. He was, of course, I glued everything together and then asked for feedback, right? And it definitely, it could have added to the dynamic look of it, if I had instead of having just the wrench straight out, if I'd had it like angled or whatever, a little better. And let me tell you something as a testament to this Bob Smith Industries glue. This is my favorite glue in the world.
I love that thing.
Man, I was twisting and twisting and twisting, and that little wrench hand would not come out of the arm. So I wasn't able to undo my mistake, but man, that glue is really, really solid. It started to come out of the little slaughter base before it would actually break the hold of where I put that arm in. So that was interesting. But yeah, that was a fun kit bash. I got put together the Def Dread that Freak printed out for me. It's got like kind of the body of a Killacan, but it's sized more to the height of a Def Dread. You know, so pretty interesting. I've got one buzzsaw arm that my brother printed out, and we're gonna get 4 of these buzzsaw bad boys on there.
I got 3 already printed,
so that's gonna be pretty cool. So I got this sucker glued up and based. Well, got the starting of the base done. So that was fun. And
you're fun.
Oh wait, there's more. Okay, I finished up a commando from Spellcrow, and I really, really think that Spellcrow's commandos look cool. The metallics look a little extra bright and silver, but once I hit it with that matte varnish, you know, it'll the rusty layers underneath will show through a lot more. And because I like the way that came out, and because I really feel like they would have helped in the game that I had with Freak, went ahead and built the other 9 of his commando brothers out of the Spellcrow box today. So got a whole load of, and you guys know how resin is. That was the long part of these guys, was chopping and shaving the edges of the sprue off, and then you wash resin, and then you gotta let it dry, and so taking care of that. So that was all. I mean, and Freak's gonna pull up some pictures in a minute. I finished painting for one of our patrons a D&D model this month, and for his vampire game, and he wanted them in the colors of Strahd for a Strahd campaign he's running. So I'm really, really pleased with that. And that was a lot of fun. I've wanted to do a pretty good job on it. And so I did I had an idea for an undead skin tone for a vampire. And I started, you mind bringing up those vampire pictures, my brother?
On what?
Do you mind bringing up those vampire pictures?
I don't know. Do I?
Yeah. So I started by basing the skin in Fenrisian gray, and then I went up to like an Administratum gray, and then once I had that undead pallor, I came in with some flayed one flesh to add back in a little skin tone, and I think that kind of gave me a mostly undead kind of tone with just a little bit of skin color coming in. I really liked the way that came out in the end, and of course that was all oil washed with some black Mr. Weathering multi-black oil wash. The cape, I like how the highlights came out on the cape. It was was a zenithal that was kind of accentuated by some dry brushing, and then a couple of really thin glazes of the fang over top of it, and gave the cape some real nice natural highlights. And then I used some extra shading again with that multi-black oil wash. The leather jerkin and the boots were my usual leather recipe, which is my favorite, Rakarth flesh with some contrast Gorgrunta on top. And then the reds are all several highlights of corn red, Mephiston up to Evil Sons, and then all oil washed back down with the multi-black. So
yeah, man, I feel bad for the guy that's underneath that coaster, you know.
That is just part of my machine gunner for my truck.
Oh, okay.
I want to be able to airbrush his arm. I want to be able to airbrush his arm separate from his body. So
I don't know. It looks like he pretty much just,
he is flattened by that giant wooden disc.
Yeah. Ah, I've conquered thee.
So I'm really pleased with how this vampire came out. Hopefully, it'll make his vampire, his D&D game. Oh, hey, there he is. Hell yeah! I just turned in the right time to see that bad boy. Yeah, I really hope he looks good in your vampire game or in your D&D game, my man. And then that is with a couple other the two on the left are some are two D&D paintings I did for other people, and then the one on the right is my Hero Forge miniature. If you have been watching the show for about a year now, you know that Freak and I have a couple characters, Merrick and Gone, and this is my character, Merrick. From that series.
I missed Merrick, dude. I gotta play again.
Yes, you do. I know you're super busy, but we definitely gotta get you back in the game.
Yeah.
We actually did get a game. Raz was talking about maybe starting back up. This week he's on vacation with his lovely lady, but after he gets off of vacation with his lovely lady, he's talking about starting the games back up.
Nice.
That Voltron looks flat. Well, that's because it's just a regular colored plastic toy meant for children, not hobbyists. Michael Bryan.
Hello.
Good evening. Your Swarm Lord this week. Let me take a look. Available. Yes, we will, my friend. Yes, we will. In fact, I remember coming across this. I don't know why I didn't save the pictures, but grabbing it now. All right. And then two other things. I did get a couple of cool gifts this week. So Brother Richard from the Nerd Life sent me a pin that is going to reflect off of my lighting in here. But it says it's a salt shaker, and it says salty on here. And he says he sent it specifically for the live shows. Like he's trying to say something about my commentary during these live shows. Do you guys think he's trying to say something? I'm not really sure. What could he possibly be saying about my commentary in these live shows? I don't know. The mystery to me. And then also I met up with X-Gear Commander, another frequent friend in the Friday Night Live chat, and also a friend that Freak and I used to game with at the hobby store. And he hooked me up with some Celtic Warrior shoulder pads from Scribbler Miniatures. So this, I think I want to use on my Space Wolves Blade Guard veterans, and maybe even the Blade Guard captain. That would be really cool. Make them stand out as that veteran status, I think that'd be badass.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of which, X-Gear Commander, by the way, happy freaking Friday, says, what were the major changes in Night? Oh, man, so many. Off the top of my head is there's about 492 different types of terrain now. There is not types of terrain, but different combinations of terrain now.
And different keywords for everything. Our table was littered with sticky notes and writing.
We had sticky notes everywhere because we wanted to make sure that we got everything right. So yeah, each piece of terrain had sticky notes. This is what this does, and this was what this, which helped us understand it. And I'm sure as we play, we use mostly the same terrain all the time, so we'll get it down eventually. But they were good reminders. The way characters work is different now. The board is slightly smaller. There's lots of stuff, and actually that smaller board did come into play. But we were playing a 500-point game, so it was a small board anyways. More bat reps, especially White Scars bat reps. Oh, well, I do want to play these White Scars coming up sometime soon, so you might actually get that wish. Actually, you for sure will get that wish because I love playing my White Scars. No giving my origin away. Oh, my bad. Freak, do you have more white in your beard since the last time I saw you? You blame me. Hey, why do you blame Methos?
I blame Methos.
One for each orc killed. That's fair. That's fair.
Ooh, Ooh.
I can't read that sentence that Thomas just wrote.
Huh?
You look very handsome and distinguished, Freak.
Ah, thank you. Gracias.
Dave says undead skin tones ain't easy. Tom says, damn, that looks awesome. Thank you. And I love the arm randomly sticking out the side. Dude, vampire, surely this is a missed bow tie opportunity. Vampire's last meal. Lestat equals cravat. Cravat? Cravat? We do got the Swarm Lord now. I can see Freak as a
Bela Lugosi. Yeah, Bela Lugosi, one of the first, one of the very first vampires. Very white-faced, if you will.
Blade Guard, if you didn't get the news, Mini Marines are back, bro. Go Wolf Guard and come on Blood Claws. Oh, I still have a full army of Mini Marines. Trust me, we're going to be talking about some Mini Marines here in a little bit. Another sentence Thomas put in that I can't read. Oh, man, you know, Wybird's going to have a field day that he wasn't here today because he's been waiting on an all-Spanish episode, and I can't read half the chat here. So.
I think I don't know, either he knows it or he's doing a good job with Google Translate.
Thomas or Wybird?
Thomas. It's like,
I was about to say, because Wybird really speaks it.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Thomas is just scaring me right now.
William Kuby, good to see you, my man.
Hey, man. Haven't seen you in a while. Holy crap.
So, yeah, really, really cool people. Coming up in some upcoming projects, I have I've got too much on my desk. I have an apothecary. I'm going to paint for Brother Archer. And for Brother Atlas, I've got he's in the drink right now, but I got a metal Slime Marlboro. And I've got a Hero Forge Commissar for him to paint up. So, lots of stuff coming up.
It is turning into a Spanish channel now. Muy bienvenidos a todos al Frost y el Fist.
I still ain't read Blast Weapon rules against Horde. So they guarantee more hits, but I don't think they're as powerful against Hordes. Watching a few battle reports, as all the Spanish really.
I know. It's gonna be a fun night. Lady Dragon says, "El traductor del Google es fuerte en este."
I don't think the blast rules are making as much of a difference as a lot of people were expecting. A lot of people saw the rules for blast weapons. They're like, "This is the death of Hordes. Yep. No one will ever take them again."
Yep. I think it's typical, and I did it too. It's easy to just knee jerk, when you see some major changes. Whoa, hey, what are they doing? But once you actually, play through, you realize it's not too bad.
So don't worry, Archer. Now that Freak and I finally got in our game, and I had enough to actually play the 500-point game, the apothecary is my new primary objective until I get it in the mail. That's going. That'll be going out real soon, and after that, it'll be Brother Atlas's work, and then I'm gonna jump on these commando. Wow, that sounds awful. I'm gonna jump on these commando.
Right. Have fun with that. No judgment here.
I mean, we all need a blade to blow off steam during the week, right?
Hey, whatever floats your boat, baby. You do you, boo. Just say hi to the commandos.
Or a squad of commandos, whichever.
Hey, just say hi to the guys for me.
I love the fact Freak reads the Spanish but doesn't translate. I know, I love that too. That's a thing.
Oh my God, I am not Google. Oh God. So, all right, I'll translate. Give me a second here. All right, so start from the back where actually Thomas. All right, let me go further back. He goes, Methos tiene miedo al español. Methos is afraid of Spanish. And a little further down, of course, Lady Dragon says, El traductor de Google es fuerte en este. Basically saying the Google translator is strong with this one. A little dark side humor.
By the way, I want to take this opportunity, and I don't ever mean to offend anyone. I have nothing against the Spanish. I love the Spanish. A lot of my favorite people are Spanish. I've always shied away from being confused for Spanish because I'm very, very proud of my Asian and Italian descent. So
he beats me. He beats me.
I do not beat him.
He goes, speak Spanish now. Beats me.
Anyways, but seriously, get back to the Spanish.
Okay. So that was the one, and let's see. The translation was strong with this one. And Thomas says, nací en California. He was actually born in Cali. Pretty cool. Pretty freaking cool. And that's why I guess he's picking up all of that Spanish. Pretty neat. Yeah. So Brother Archer says that his Spanish is pretty bad. And
isn't Texas just borrowed from Mexico? It's like an extended loan.
Kind of like, yeah. Not sure where we're gonna give it back. We're still borrowing it. It's like your neighbor, who borrowed your weed eater. Hey, you're gonna give that back? Okay, next week.
So, DePale Orc asks who won our game and what happened. So we can talk about it. I also have a couple of speed clips over on the Facebooks. I don't know if you want to show any of that, but we can definitely talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
That's something I meant to ask you earlier in the week. I was like, hey, do you want to show any of these clips?
Let me see if I can pull it up. See if it doesn't crash.
I can link it to you since I'm here.
You can what?
If you like. Aside, if you want, I can pull it up and link it to you.
Yeah. Do that.
But yeah, and that was just that was just asking for your opinion. I don't know if you want to show that stuff.
I mean, I'm fine.
Well, I know you're fine, but your looks got nothing to do with it.
Hi. Facebooks.
Why can't I link? Oh wait. No, I'm not trying to link the page. I'm trying to link the. Some things are just easier to do on the phones.
You ain't lying. And I don't know why my Messenger is just not working very well on my computer.
Oh yeah, should I like email you the link?
Actually, I'm trying to see if I can just get it. It's on our Frost and Fist page.
Yeah,
right?
it's on our Facebook page. Yeah.
Okay. Let me see if I can put it from there.
Since you're not going to upload it to YouTube, you should throw the recordings of your game up on Patreon. Since you're not going. The only thing is that because it was just a quick tabletop game where we weren't. It takes a lot of effort to film a battle report, and this
very
was
distracting.
Not that.
Yeah, it was very distracting.
This was not that at all. This was just a quick camera, like, hey guys, this is what happened. What happened between here and here? Well, here's a quick verbal recap. But like, it is very like it jumps all over the place. Like my orcs were over there, now they're over there, but this is what happened. It's definitely not the quality for a battle report.
Yeah,
he says so. I guess I could go ahead and string them together to one cohesive little thing for the Patreons.
Okay.
5-hour quick game. We actually played in an hour, guys. It was only 500 points.
I was gonna bring that up. Don't steal my thunder, man.
Oh, my bad. You go ahead and do your boo.
Okay, so I'm trying to see. Okay, which is the first one? I suppose is the oldest one, right?
Yeah. I did put the videos up in order, and you can see that first one. You're in your deployment zone.
Oh, you put them in map.
Then again, you're in Imperial Fist, so you're always in your deployment zone.
Yeah, message is just being a poo-poo head. So let's go here. I've got it on this. It'll play.
Stealing Freak's thunder. I know, man. I'm sorry. Is that a Mandalorian cup? Yes, it is. My brother, the Darklight Dreamer, bought this cup for me. He and his lovely lady were at the mall, and they happened to see a Warriors of Mandalore cup. And in one of our Star Wars RPGs, I played a half Mandalorian who was a byproduct of pillaging of a planet. And that half Mandalorian character, that bloodline came into the storyline later in the story. and ended up being important. And yeah, because of that background character and the cool things that happened in the story as a result of that, he wanted to commemorate that when he saw the Warriors of Mandalore mug, and so he bought that for me. And just a cool little tie to one of the best RPGs I've ever played.
All right, ready?
Yep.
Yeah, here we go.
Here we are, simple 500-point game. Here's how we look so far. Freak's got 3 aggressors over there, a predator tank, some intercessors. He left his at home, so those are mine. And his Lieutenant Gideon, I believe. On the other side, we've got just over a dozen boys with a weird boy there. We've got my knobs and 2 death copters. Of course, we've got 4 objectives here, over here, and here.
Some of you guys were able to hear that.
It said the video was frozen.
Was it the whole time?
I didn't see anything happen. It says the video was frozen, but you could hear the audio.
Oh, wow. That is so weird. I wonder. That is very odd. Okay, let me try to. That's retarded. That's. Hang on, let me see if this will boost again.
Freak, do a terrain tutorial. Actually, all of that terrain there was donated to us by an amazing channel called Grumpy Guy Gaming. And you can see our terrain sticky notes everywhere telling you what every terrain does.
So let's see. Let me try to play it again.
Each of those pieces of terrain had like 4 different special rules.
Okay.
All right, guys, here we are. Simple 500-point game.
Oh, there we go.
Here's how we look so far. Freak's got 3 aggressors over there, a predator tank, some intercessors. He left his at home, so those are mine. And his Lieutenant Gideon, I believe. On the other side, we've got just over a dozen boys with a weird boy there. We've got my knobs and 2 death copters. Of course, we've got 4 objectives here, over here, and here.
That one, and then this one here.
Turn 1 is not going well for the orcs. I've done just 1 wound to the Imperial Fist aggressors and 3 wounds to this tank here, and that's it. Meanwhile, all of the boys have been wiped out on the orc side. I can't even green tide them, and the chop is down to 2 wounds. So, yeah, it's going to be kind of thin here, but I'm going to score some points here in a second. We'll see how that goes.
This is a sad end of turn 1.
Gosh.
All right, guys, so the end of turn 1, I dealt 1 point of damage to the aggressors here and 3 wounds to the tank, and that's it. No kills for the orcs. All of the orc boys have been wiped out, so no green tide or anything, and 2 wounds to this death copter, and it is looking pretty thin, but I'm going to score some points here. We'll see how that goes.
How the hell did you lose them all? So I did jumped, or as we've affectionately grown to say, de-yeeted the boys across the field, and aggressors that can double shoot make short work of orc boys. They just shredded my boys down. It was horrible. It was horrible. I had like 1 left and couldn't make my morale check. So
Bottom of turn 2.
Morale check.
So the knobs got into the fist line with the jump, or as Freak and I have been saying, the yeet. And wiped out all but 1 intercessor.
So turn 2, I wipe out all but 1
the
of his
lieutenant noped out of there, and the aggressors came in crashing and wiped out the
and
knobs.
Shattered my serial.
They only
game.
5 points for
Those
holding
aggressors.
one objective.
That's why the thumbnail
and
is what
so it
it
is
is.
currently
with that,
15 points to the orcs to 5
with
points
the
for the
aggressor
Imperial
sitting in
Fist.
front of Freak. It's like orcs, Mr. Bond.
All that is left of the orcs,
about
though, is the
aggressors.
Pain Boy and the
Freak
Weird
did
Boy.
not roll
So
Freak. We're
we'll
about to
see
talk
what
about
happens
that.
in the next turn, guys.
Okay, so yeah, there you have it. All right, so typically, you know, when we start a game, we'll start at, 3 in the afternoon, maybe 2 in the afternoon after we have some lunch, and Lady Lily is threatening everyone's lives by around midnight. That's pretty accurate. So I timed it. Because one of the things that that the new rule book, when we were looking for the type of game we were going to play, especially with the 500 points, that said that the typical play time is going to be about an hour. I'm like, I call bull crap on this. Have they? I was like, you know how we are. It's like, I submit no. Well, I timed it. We started playing at 7:08 in the evening. We got to hung out. We got to we hanged out. We just had a good time. We started at 7:08. By 8:14, we were done. 8:14, we finished the entire game. And I was completely like, holy crap. I said, dude, you realize we spent practically an hour. An hour. We did it. We freaking did an hour. That never.
Usually, at the end of an hour, we're like, all right, guys, on to turn 2. Right. Now, admittedly, this is a smaller game, 500 points. The real test will be when we get to a normal size game. But
right.
For now, 500 points.
Right. But
That
I mean, we're right within the time constraints of what the core rule book said that we would be. I'm like, wait,
absolutely,
we're par. That's a win. The win-win. So yeah, pretty excited. Really excited. And no, I did not roll freaks. Surprisingly, I freaked out. I didn't roll freaks. As a matter of fact, Methos will tell you, I don't do well with Overwatch. Ever.
This is specifically because when we had the discussion about Overwatch, I said, Freak,
yep.
How many times have you rolled enough 6s in Overwatch to actually make a difference in the game?
Nothing.
And when I charged it with my boys, he rolled 8 6s. And keep in mind that with Imperial Fists, bolter weapons get an extra shot for every 6 you roll. So he had 16 hits on Overwatch. 16 hits on Overwatch. This never happens for Freak. This never, I cannot express to you, this never happens for Freak. It really does. So that blew my mind. And then when he went to roll damage, I'm like, okay, but even if Freak has a good hitting round, Freak can't roll wounds.
Wounds at all.
Out of the 16, 14 of them wounded.
Unprecedented. And he's absolutely right. I will roll hits till the cows come home. Hold on. That deserves.
Okay.
Till the cows come home, doggone it. But can't wound to save my own life. And I could not believe I actually hit and wound. And it was like, I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying anything. This is so weird. This is so awkward. Oh my God. I changed my dice actually. Because remember, I started rolling with my big yellow, my favorite, and I even said, dude, I'm retiring these dice. I'm done with this because I was rolling bad at the very first, and I went with my little small Chessex, and man, they were rolling super hot. I was like, holy crap! I was confident. So yeah, it was. But we actually both, because I'm going to be collecting, I'm already started collecting, but I'm going to be playing orcs as well. And we started actually talking about, theory. We started talking about tactics. And Methos actually, picked up a lot of really good thoughts on what to do moving forward. So.
First of all, I've noticed, and I was just playing them like my other combat elements. my Space Wolves, my Scars, and even my AdMech when I run them in a melee capacity. Normally they're tough, and I just send them. They're elite melee is the thing, and I send them after the biggest threats on the table. And of course, so I sent them naturally after the aggressors with their F ton of shots. And I realized that was probably a mistake. And I can't play them like I play Space Wolves, not at 500 points when I don't have the bodies to make it matter. So what I should have done was hit his softer targets like the intercessors, like his lieutenant earlier in the game, instead of waiting until more than half of my force was was destroyed. And the gazelle tactic, right? Even the mighty lion chases down, the weakest members of a gazelle herd, right? And that's what I should have done, was started with the gazelle on the other side of the table instead of going straight for the aggressors. So definitely some things to think about. And I think the next time I go, I'm working on a truck right now. I want to throw some boys up the field. Of course, the boys, it can only take 12. So I'm reducing down to a minimum 10 boys. And I'm going to take the Mega Knob with custom force field to help keep my truck alive a little longer. And I'm going to put a war boss in there and do away with the weird boy for now. Because if I'm bringing the truck, I don't need the yeet. Then also, I'm going to take 10 commandos. And the theory is that if I park my truck outside his deployment zone next turn, if I park my truck outside his deployment zone, I can go charging in the next turn. And then commandos, I think they can only appear on the battlefield using their stealth starting turn 2. So my theory is that if I do that, then I'll have both of them turning up for a charge in the same turn, and I'll double my melee threat in the same turn. So that's my theory. And it's only 500 points, so I don't have a lot of tools to make it work. But I think that might be a decent way to go.
Yep. So we're also talking about, an arrangement to where it'll help get us to play more games, and I think this will work out really well. I've got the space here, you got the space over there, so alternating, spaces, I think will get us playing a little more. And since we're not playing the very large, 6x4 tables anymore, this is going to be a great way. I got excited. I really did. I was kind of upset, when GW changed. They said, oh, yeah, we're reducing the size of everything. We're changing the table size. I'm like, why? Why is it such a fun? You have all that space. You can run around. And it wasn't so bad with the smaller bay. Of course, the table that we're playing on was just a slightly smaller one. But it was a lot of fun. We were able to get around and... it didn't take away from the game. That's the way I say it.
It was good stuff. I really enjoyed it. And of course, when I saw more than half of my army disappear in one turn, I'd have to admit I felt a little crestfallen at first, but after I got out of my feelings a little bit, I really enjoyed the game, even though it was small and compact, and I had been worried about 9th edition. This kind of helped, and of course, again, having the little cheat sheets on the table, sure, it takes away from the theme of the table or the immersion, but I think having the little cheat sheets really helped me feel better.
Right.
So.
And just yeah. Mm-hmm. Go ahead. No, I was going to say just so everybody understands, the only reason why we did not record was because we wanted to learn 9th edition. We've done a lot of YouTubing. We read some of the books, we read some material, and what other people have discovered on their own. But we needed to get some playtime of 9th uninterrupted, uninhibited, and undistracted. So that was the main thing. Otherwise, we would have had cameras and stuff done. But I think moving forward, we're going to be able to play more different styles, and then we're going to increase our actual point count. So from 500 to who knows 1,000 or so. So yeah.
I've seen a lot of comments here about people's preferred game sizes, and I agree with a lot of these. The Pale Orcs likes 1,500. He says 1,000 is too small. 2K is too long. Freak and I usually likes between 1,750 and 18. And the reason for the odd numbers is like 1,750, I want to say, was the average big list in 7th edition. But we kind of just got used to that number. and then 1800 I think was kind of the normal for a lot of 8th edition, and then up to 2000, was a lot of the norm there as well. And I think we just kind of got used to those numbers and kind of hovered around 1800 because we were used to the 1750 of a 7th edition. So that's kind of where we like to jam. If you guys wonder why we're working on such a small set of points, is because we're really trying to take the time to learn 9th edition. In fact, we didn't even use secondary objectives this go around. But that's going to be our next step. We're going to go again 500, but we're going to work in our secondary objectives.
Considering, there was so much so much we were taking into account, such as terrain and, just trying to make sure that we get every battle round correct,
And I'm not going to lie to you guys. Freak and I are, we do the YouTube, but that don't mean we're good at this. We're slow learners, and we understand that. So that's why we want to take the time to really absorb what we're learning as we go.
All right, so...
We talked about getting in the... I think this was about getting in the smaller games, or maybe it was the orcs getting fisted. I'm not sure, but Freak kill the green ones and not get killed by the wives. And suicide via Lily. Would that be considered assisted suicide? Quite possibly, quite possibly. No killing by me. I don't feel like training a new spouse.
Yes, she does too. She does know how to make her displeasure known.
I said something to her the other day. I was like, "Yeah, you're gonna replace me with a newer, younger model." She said, "Hell no! It's take too much effort to train someone new." I'm like, "Oh, that's fair, I guess."
Oh my god.
At 500 points, melee very rarely works. Sadly, I do remember 500 points trying to make Blood Claws work in 7th edition, and I had the same feeling. Small games in melee just tends to result in a lot of beating your head against a brick wall. But I'm going to try and make it work. Like I said, I'm going in with a strategy next time. This was just kind of my run them up the field like my elite melee armies, and that clearly did not work. So now I'm going to try the pincer attack, trying to get a protected melee in what transport, then a stealth melee, get them to appear at the same time, multiple threat kind of deal. See if I can make some of that work.
You even got a manhandling.
Go ahead.
No, you even have a manhandling list that you're going to try sometime.
Oh yeah, so another 500 point we're talking about is if I just decided to see if I could cheese it, throw Gazgul and whatever else of 120 points I could throw
Just
in.
a bunch of knobs.
Just basically, yep. I got
knobs. Not knobs, boys. I'm sorry. Yeah, so we talked about boys. Yeah,
knobs and some boys, and just yeet them up the field and see if I could get Gaz to tank a bunch of wounds and deal some damage while the boys take the time to get there. Small games are fun, high energy experiences, which is what I like.
You may have a point there.
Manhandling, is that legal in your state? Archer says he's down for that. I'm sure that's part of a different conversation. But those two sentences together,
it does work real well.
Manhandling is legal in this state. In fact, never mind. What?
And Archer is down for that.
You're just not allowed to charge for it in this state. Anyways. So yeah, that was kind of our experiences. Some of the positives we found of 9th edition, it really, again, it impressed us, because even though we knew we were playing a small game, it's still the fact that it took what the textbook said that amount of time, that pleased us. I'm sure part of what cut down on our time, though, was half of my army was gone by the turn one, but by the end of turn one. But overall, I mean, it was interesting. Freak, what did you think of the dynamic where you score points at the beginning of the turn instead of the end of the turn? That really made a big difference, didn't it?
It did. It did a couple of things. First of all, it threw me off guard, for one.
Sure.
But what it does, it kind of it gives you the little motivational boost at the very beginning. So you're pumped. You're like, oh man, hey, I just freaking scored. Oh, go at it again. You know, it gives you that little extra mojo to get through it.
It gives you the incentive to go further up the field. But one of the things I noticed while I was playing is that not only did it make you want to capitalize on it early, also kind of made you think a little more defensively, in my opinion, because you can't just make those high risk, high reward plays where you're like, I'm just going to throw something on it, capture that point, and I don't care if I get killed off. Because if you get killed off, you don't score the point. You got to get there and survive, and that added an interesting element to it. You know, there's no more throwaway unit kind of plays. You know.
Yeah. Before I used to use my scouts, and I'm like, the scouts just to burn unit. You know, so I'll pop them out of nowhere, put them right on top of an objective marker, and hey, as long as I got a hold of it, and at the end of that turn, I score a point. Don't work that way. Blow them right out of the water.
Now
we're done.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't just chuck a minimum squad of Fenrisian wolves on an objective and be like, well, they'll score me points, because it's too easy to kill off a group of Fenrisian wolves. And if you lose that squad, you're not just losing 1 point, it's 5 points now. So it seems like it matters more, right? If you make those high-risk plays and it doesn't pan out, you're losing 5 big old points.
It's a hell of a sacrifice.
And not only those 5 points, but those 5 points, and possibly even another 5 points, because you could be dropping below your opponent and getting that they now have twice, more than you, so they get those extra 5 points, So it can be a huge, huge drop in points there.
Agreed.
Brack the wall boss. Brack, my man. We were just talking about how your wolf brother got owned playing 500 points of orcs. Oh, as a new orc player, I did not do well, my friend. I did not do well at all. But I'm learning, and I think we all kind of go through this with the new army sometimes. Our first outing, we don't always win. We don't always do well. And I feel like even though I got kicked in the nuts, I learned some things, and hopefully my next outing with orcs will do a little bit better. And now is the time Freaks Cross would discover the channel. I think I am in the minority. I hate the new bean counting, mission scoring. I don't care for a whole bunch of new rules and tracking micro points in the game. The fun part isn't that bit. We're being positive here. Modeling for Advantage. Are there things that I would prefer about the old system of scoring? I would honestly absolutely prefer the old system. First of all, I like the card games. Rush to Objective 1. I like the randomness of that. Oh, I drew a card for Objective 5. That's way over there. I got to make a make or break play. I really liked that system, and there was a lot of, and I think it was like what I like about Yu-Gi-Oh, right? If you draw a couple of cards, it can absolutely change the game, and all of a sudden a losing game is now a winning game. I feel like in the new format, if it feels easier for the game to slope one way, right? Because if you're getting, and they say it's not a killing game in this new edition, but I feel like if you don't have the bodies to hold these objectives, because you got to survive on these until the next turn. So if you're already losing and you lost a lot of manpower, it can be really difficult to hold these objectives and make a comeback. Now, I have seen a couple of games in battle reports where it happens, but overall, it feels like it slants a little more sharply. If you are losing early in the game, you're going to lose late in the game for the most part. Again, I have seen some exceptions, but overall, the feeling, especially since a lot of the points are 15 points a turn, if you start losing, it's easy to stay losing, I think.
Yeah, because they're cumulative. The points are cumulative. So if you're you're still on them first turn 5, second 15, then 20. It just continues to add up, right? So yeah, it keeps piling up and incrementally start moving up. But one of the things that I found though is that you're relying less on luck from the cards and more on strategy and which again, I like you, Mythos. I'm kind of like, I still miss the cards because you're right. It sometimes became a game changer. You know,
Yeah, absolutely.
It gave sometimes that extra boost that you needed to be able to turn that game around and say, hey, you know, I'm not completely out of the game yet. I'm not going to get tabled yet. So here I go. But yeah, you're right. I think you're right that with the current, I mean, who knows, they may change it up a little bit and put out cards or whatever. But the current condition now is that, yes, you know, it does seem like it does slope. And if you start sloping hard, it's going to take a lot to try to catch back up, you know. So, but who knows? We'll see if maybe they'll change that up a little bit.
Right, and of course, that's just our experiences so far.
One game, first game of 9. So.
One game for us plus what we've seen on YouTube so far.
Right.
You know, it may after we play a few more games, we may find that it's more dynamic and back and forth than that. Right, but and I can see where Running Bear says he hated the cards himself. You know, I like the mystery element of the cards. You know, with this, you know, red is red, blue is blue. I need to be sitting here. You need to be sitting there. There's no that air of mystery and suspense is gone. You know what I mean?
Right.
It is just what's on the map, which is fine. It's the known quantity versus the unknown.
Right.
I personally miss the mystique, but you know, I can understand where, especially for a competitive game, where they would want to go in a direction of a more known quantity than a luck streak, right? And of course, while I like that air of mystery, we've seen a couple games where it was frustrating because, like, you know, maybe somebody like you've had a couple games yourself where you started out with a huge lead, and then towards the end of the game, all the cards hated you, and you're like, domination, capture every objective. Domination, capture every objective.
Yep.
Domination or supremacy, control more than your opponent. You're just like F.
Yep. You're right.
So I mean, you know, it has its frustrating points, but I liked the mystique of not knowing what was going to happen. Right. I like the one that gives me an oh, and you know, I feel like even though 9th edition is not designed around, I'd like to go back and revisit some of these older style games like the Comet. But in 9th edition, I wonder how that would play out. Because, again, that adds that randomness and mystique, right?
Right.
I like the one that give me an objective personally. Board control is what wins 9th as of this point. Yeah, agreed. Yeah, and that is definitely what it is. It's a very known quantity kind of thing. But it's all good. But like I said, I can see where Modeling for Advantage doesn't like the new scoring system. And, again, you're right. I feel like your point here is very, very good. It is a good system for tournaments, but some of us just want to roll dice and have fun. And I think that's why I liked the more casualness of the previous game styles, like the Comet.
Right.
Freak, that first battle report, if you go back and look at that, Freak had the board control locked down, and then the Comet landed in my lap. And
right,
like,
his backyard.
I'm
screaming. Dude, I'm yelling. I'm screaming. Like, what? No! No, there's no freaking way. No, dude, I'm serious. I had everything, all my guys dominating, just whooping some serious ass. And all of a sudden, the Comet comes hurtling down. Boom! Right on his lap.
And then the next time we were playing, the opposite thing happened. Lars is controlling the board with his sister's battle, doing damage everywhere. And then all of a sudden the Comet lands in Freak's lap, and then Lars and I are scrambling over each other trying to make it to Freak's deployment zone. See, that kind of randomness to me added a level of excitement, I think.
Yeah, it was a lot of funny. I've never seen sisters get so nasty aggressive in my life. I mean, he came shredding just to get to that Comet.
Oh, apparently, I guess this is still valid. It says, don't forget, you can still use the old missions. Maybe we can break those data cards back out at some point. I mean, let's learn the 9th edition missions first. But yeah, we might have to. I think it would be fun to do that once in a while. Let's just break out some of the 9th edition.
Kind of.
Especially since we're going to be gaming pretty regularly. Try and make it like every 2 weeks or so.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So that'll be cool. That'll be real cool. Like I mentioned, X-Gear Commander I met up with today. He'd like to get back in and learn some 9th edition games too, so we'll have to get him in on some of the stuff we're doing. All right. In match play, you can't, but open is wide open. Right on. All right. So that was our experience with 9th edition, guys. So, like, again, are there things we miss about 8th edition? Absolutely. But are, trying to look forward with a positive attitude? There are a lot of things we liked about the 9th edition game. So it was fun. It was real fun. Well, we got some news we want to talk about, Freak. Do you want to do that? You want to go on to some art of the week? What you want to do? What you got for? Was there any other hobby update you had, man? I think we kind of went straight into the game.
Oh, we did, didn't we? Well, I got a little bit of hobby update. So I got to play some more The Forest with Oni.
Very nice.
That was a lot of fun. We're actually holding our own now from those, cannibalistic creeps that show up out of nowhere and want to eat us terribly. And
they want to have you over for dinner.
Yes. So we're actually doing really good with that. And then, of course, we're trying to plan out my wife's 21st birthday party. And my kids are helping me out, my girls, and they are doing a great job.
Watch the show?
No. Oh. I hope she's not watching it tonight. But what we're doing is we're making it Pokemon themed. I think I mentioned that last week. Anyway, so I got my resin printer, and here's one. Oh wow! This is my daughter. She already got Cubone.
That's so awesome.
Look at that.
She's doing such an awesome job.
Yeah, she crushes it, man. This is so cool. I just printed that.
Tell her how awesome I think she is.
Methos says, "Dude, awesome." She said, "Thank you."
Gosh, it was great to see these lovely models on the table. Have a great night/morning, my brother Kaiser.
Thank you, man. So anyway, I printed a bunch of those, and this time I was I'm gonna let them, do a little hobbying, and she's got a lot of the hobby in her, and she draws really good. She does a lot of hand sketching, way better than I ever could. But
I can see that in the way she painted the shapes of the eyes and stuff like that, the shading on the eyes and the people and stuff like that. It looks so good.
Yeah, no, she's got that, and yeah, so she's crushing it, and so we got a couple already. Which ones do we have already done? We got Pikachu. We got Eevee. Oh yeah, Dragonite.
Nice. That's so cool.
Yeah, really, really neat. Here you go. Yeah, so she's crushing them. Yeah, Cubone is pretty cool. Yeah, I like it. He just looks like just a little thug. Big old bone in his hand. I have a club.
Oni Studios been watching from the beginning. Just been painting. Good to see you, my man. Hey, any chance you'll respond to the I Am a Wargamer? Just checking.
Okay, I'm just laughing because so somehow in our game, right? All right, I'm talking about the forest. You get different skins, right? Well, mine just happens to look like a very, very fat little Mexican guy. And if you guys remember the nothing against little fat Mexican guys, trust me, it's just I know I'm putting my foot in my mouth there, but there's a Family Guy there's a Family Guy episode where you have a little fat Mexican kid. His name is Diabito, and he goes into his mom says, "Mama, can I have a cookie?" And then Mama goes, "No, Diabito, you're too fat. You go roll back into the room now." And he goes, "Oh," and he rolls into the room. And he says, "Dude, I swear, dude, you look like Diabito." I'm like, oh. And I did. I looked at my hands that were chubby and I'm like, why? Why did I have to be this character? Who gave me this skin? What the heck? And every time I log on, I'm that guy. I'm like,
it's like Rust, right? You don't get to choose what your starting sprite looks like. You're stuck with it.
Yes, like crap. So that's who I am in the game. I'm Diabito. So.
They only said the what now? You tell me you've been hanging out with this guy every week on the force, and you haven't mentioned the Wargamer Challenge to him?
Oh.
Oh.
Oh. So, Wargamer Challenge was I am the Wargamer Challenge. It's basically, answering just a few couple of questions like what got you into Warhammer?
The hobby.
A hobby, right?
How'd you get started on the YouTube scene?
Yep.
Remember number 3?
Hell no, I'm old.
Number 4 is what advice would you give to anyone else starting up the YouTube?
That was number 3.
Where do you see your channel in 5 years?
5 years. There you go. Right. See, I told you. You started doing that too. Yeah. Touch me. run.
Then you got to tag 3 other people.
Yes.
Then you got to tag 3 other people.
Yes.
No cookies. No, you clean first. Take this lemon pledge.
That's exactly right. Oh. He's so stupid.
No, he hasn't yet. He was actually...
No.
When we said we had these 3 channels we wanted to tag, and you were like, the first one we thought of. When we got to the part of, I'll take one, you take one, and you take one, I'll take one, you can do the last one. He goes, okay, I'm going to take Oni as the first one. I was like, oh, okay. So he was like, I want to be the one to say Oni first. But then he forgets to tell you that he tagged you.
No, I need more lemon pledge. No.
What you need is some windowline, freak. More Spanish I can't read. I sent you the screenshot because you didn't believe me. That's right.
More lemon
Had sent you the Diabito, huh?
No.
Anyways, thank you, Running Bear. Running Bear says, great job with the Outriders. I really appreciate that, my man.
You did a great job, man. It looks so freaking awesome. I love the shading. Oh, dude, it's gorgeous, man.
I really appreciate that. I also love that a lot of people commented on the exhaust because I really wanted to add in that pop of color, and people seem to like that. And I also am happy about that because I recorded a few bits. I don't know how well it translated on the camera, but I'm going to try and string it together in a quick 2-minute tutorial kind of thing.
Nice.
Like a hobby tip from your wolf brother. The only thing is that the color balance on the camera made everything brighter because the white model, it made the white model glow. And then when I'm dry brushing on the Balthazar Gold, it doesn't really show up because everything is brighter. So everything still looks silver.
Right.
I'm going to have to play with the camera settings or the Vegas settings, but hopefully I can do a little hobby tip with the Wolf Brother. Methos, I will be bugging you for that awesome heat coloration when I get to my salamander ladies. Very nice. I love that Methos has the ability to completely blank on just the tip comments. Everyone's favorite game. I put that up on on Instagram with the Warhammer community hashtag. I'm really hoping. I mean, it's probably not going to happen, but I'm hoping, maybe Warhammer community will pick it up for one of their weekly Twitch streams or whatever. That would be cool.
That'd be pretty neat.
All right, Freak Alicioso, you want to get to that article?
Yeah, let's do this.
I like how the weathering came out on them, bud. Thank you very much, my man. I appreciate the tip too, because I had done the weathering with the mud in the tracks and stuff like that, and along the bottom of the bike once. But then when I varnished it, half of my weathering disappeared. So I went in and I weathered it twice as aggressively, and then I was like, oh, maybe I did too much. But I think it came out okay. And a lot of people seem to like the weathering on it. So.
Yeah, I think this is it. Let me
Oh yeah, I only said one article, so that should be it. And then from some of the leaks and stuff like that, I have a couple of notes here on some other things that were not included in there. So we'll talk about those as well.
Mm-hmm. All right. Where do you want me to start?
New core rules. That blank book you can probably drop down past. New codex is coming out. We know the first one's going to be next.
I think this is the one that's going to be the big topic here.
Yeah, this right here. Guys, I mean, this is a small thing. It's not a hugely exciting thing, but I think it has bigger implications.
Yes.
Look at that new box of Tactical Marines.
Yeah, I looked at it when I got the email, and I'm like, wait a minute, what the? Those don't look like Primaris. Wait a minute. Wait just a freaking minute.
I think it's a good sign if they're spending the money to repackage these Space Marines, these tacticals, that they're going to be around longer than a lot of people expected, including us, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I think we were on the bandwagon of talking about how everything is Primaris now.
Yeah.
And it's probably still going to happen at some point down the road, but I don't think it's going to be nearly as soon as a lot of people seem to think. I
think this is GW listening to the community. Finally, I think the community just went off. I mean, there were a lot of people that were upset with the idea that their beloved tacticals, their very first units that they ever painted and started playing around with, that they are going to go away into legendary land, and that apparently is not the case because they are getting a lot of love. Incredible.
Now, before you move on from that,
yep, go ahead.
Before we go into the heavy bolter, I want to stay on the tactical Scott.
Yeah.
Now, it's not leaked here, I don't think, but let's talk about this for a second. Going with this new repackaged tactical squad, the standard bolter on tacticals are going to 30 inches, just like the Intercessor.
Yes.
That's the leak that's going around right now.
Mm-hmm.
So 30-inch bolters.
Yep, and
so
grievously powerful. I mean, you can see it. It says it right here. Space Marine Update is an especially significant one, as many of the classic, reliable weapons of the Imperium, including many fan favorites, are set to get an update to make them as cool and as grievously powerful as we all imagined them to be. Let's take a look at those new weapon stat. And this is what's really cool. The Space Marine Update. So that just says to me that, you know what, they're gonna keep them around for a while. So a lot of you who, especially me, it really kind of it bummed me a little bit that my very first tacticals that I gave a lot of love. Honestly I've not played them in a long time, and this may give us a good incentive to bring them right back out. I may actually repaint them. So.
Maybe. I mean, I don't think they'll be around forever, so I'm not sure they'll be. I mean, and that's up to you.
They will.
Whether you think they're worth a repeat.
Yes, yes, they will. They'll be around forever. Shh, let it happen.
Okay. And I'm going to talk about this here in a little bit, so you might change your mind on it a little bit, but we'll see.
Okay.
Brack says he might have to dust off the old Dark Angels again. That'll be cool.
See.
Supersize your heavy bolter.
Oh yes, I will.
The heavy bolter is going to 2 damage. What you think about that, Freak?
I like it a lot. It's unprecedented. And
hold up.
What?
Heinrich, my brother, don't do that to me.
What's he?
Don't do that.
Oh wow!
I feel like you just hurt my whole soul just now.
Wow! No, he definitely punched you in the soul right there, bro.
Like my chest just got tight.
I felt it. I felt it from here. Yeah. That I'm not even gonna. It's not even bear repeating.
Salt for the salt shaker. All right, let's go back. You reading?
Absolutely. So supersized your heavy bolter now with added explosive death. These upscaled bolt weapons are set to become damage too, as befits the unmitigated brutality of being hit by a hail of armor-piercing, mass-reacting shells the size of tin cans.
Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah.
I love the quote. What was that? I couldn't hear you over the sound of how awesome my gun is.
So this actually, I know you tend to run your tactical squad with your missile launcher guy, but you own a heavy bolter guy. You might be worth subbing the heavy bolter in with your tactical squad.
I agree with that. Flamers and heavy flamers are moving to range 12 inches. All the better to dissuade enemy assaults and hose your enemies down with liquid fire. Napalm, baby!
This is impressive to me because one of the weaknesses of flamer weapons is that they were not, like you wouldn't be able to use them typically if you did any kind of deep strike or flanking maneuver. You had to be 9 inches away, and you would be out of flamer range. Them going up to 12, I think, is pretty awesome because you can get in those surprise attacks with flamers. And I never understood why they would nerf bat them so badly because the flamer weapons are not that great. I mean, you're going to lots of hits, but typically they're lower in strength. Typically you get no AP, but of course now with the doctrines, you'll be able to get the tactical doctrine and get some AP there, and you're going to get better range. You're going to be able to deep strike them. If you deep strike them, you're coming in on turn 2 anyways. Boom, you're in the tactical doctrine. Boom, you're getting that AP. And of course, like this Terminator here, if you do it with the heavy flamer, strength 5, not so bad against regular infantry dudes. So I think they've got a potential to have just gotten a lot better. Speaking of how good heavy bolters are, Running Bear just got done painting a whole bunch of long fangs, including 8 heavy bolter long fangs. That's pretty awesome.
Good on you, man. Good on you. So, have Melta will travel. Melta weapons are about to get even more destructive at close range. Apparently, such a thing is possible with a flat +2 damage bonus, replacing its current ability, resulting in a whopping damage potential of 8. What's more, the rules team have put the multi into multi-melta as it's doubling up to heavy 2. Wow.
I always wondered why there were 2 barrels on a multi-melta, but it only shot once, and I like that they're getting 2 shots now.
Yeah, that is going to be hurting.
I like the new rule too. So now if you're in half distance, you're in melter range, you get +2 on your damage instead of rolling 2 dice and picking the highest. And this could potentially be better because, I mean, sure, it could be roll a 6 and a 1, and the 6 is better. That's pretty cool. But there could be some times where, I mean, we've both done it. Let me roll this badass melted damage on the D6 damage. Oh, 2 1s, yay.
Right.
But this, even if you roll a 1, you're automatically going to be getting 3 damage. I think that's pretty cool. You roll a 6, you're going to get 8 damage.
Yep.
So I think it's pretty awesome. By the way, quick shout out to the Commodore who has entered the phalanx into high orbit. He has been fortifying his stronghold today. So shout out to the Commodore.
Time to slice and dice. Check this out, guys. Now, this is the really cool thing. I think this stuck out to me the most. Power swords, guys, are due to get a +1 strength modifier. All the better for shopping. Not shopping. No, that's another thing. Chopping up tougher foes with their energy-wreathed blades. That's not all. Either massive Astartes grade chainswords wielded by Space Marines, both new and old, will be hitting at AP -1. It's funny because we were talking a couple of weeks back. You don't believe in non-AP weapons.
I don't believe in non-AP weapons.
And this again, it's almost like I think they got a bug. They got a bug in our channel, or maybe at your house or something. Like they heard us. Apparently being struck by a 4-foot chain blade with adamantium tipped teeth 6 inches wide is not only exceptionally bad for your health, but it can do your armor a disservice too. Who'd have thunk?
Who'd have thought, man? I absolutely love this because I say this all the time, guys. I have hit Freak with the Blood Claw Bomb before.
Mm-hmm.
Rolled 32 wounds.
Yep.
Freak took one, maybe 2 damage out of all that. Because he's just like, hey, got 3-up saves. And he was just rolling 3-up saves for days. And I was like, at that point, I was like, I just don't believe in no AP weapons.
Yeah. This
But
is a game changer for this, guys. Yep.
This is going to be great. And then you stack this, of course, was also before Space Wolf's got doctrines. So now AP -1, and then from turn 3 on, AP -2 chainswords. That's amazing.
Right.
I'm so good with this. And before, I've taken Blood Claw Bomb lists against Freak before, and I said, yeah, I know they're going to die. I know they're not going to do anything. But Blood Claw lists are fun because of their shenanigans.
Right.
Now they're going to be fun and a lot more effective. So this is going to be really interesting to see.
And you can run your classic stuff.
Yeah, well, that's what I was talking about. My Blood Claw Bomb, my classic Marines. And actually, my jump pack dudes for my White Scars have gotten a lot better too. So
yep.
I might actually finish painting them up.
All right. Supercharged plasma weaponry will soon only ever overheat on an unmodified roll of a 1, so attempting to shoot fleet-winged aircraft no longer carries a death sentence. So, that's not extreme, that's not a big change, but still, it's an ad. It's an ad. So.
It wasn't a big deal to us, but for people who play competitively,
right.
There was a lot of shenanigans where you could get -1, -2, in some cases even -3 to hit.
Right.
Now, if you think about how that stacks up, on a 1, an overcharged plasma kills itself. So if you got some guy who's running a -2 army, right?
Right.
He's done his combos and shenanigans to get -2. That means on a 3 or lower, you're melting yourself with that plasma.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why that's there. Is because the shenanigans that would go in place. Even if like your Hellblaster shot at my flyers are -1, you could technically nuke yourself on a 1 or 2. But now that's going to be just natural 1. So that's going to be cool.
Bigger guns and stabbier blades for everyone. I'm telling you, man, they're really. I'm really excited about these changes. I was really surprised, man, when I was going through these. Now we know that lots of armies use these weapons, whether supplied by the tech adepts of Mars or perhaps tech adepts. Or perhaps even acquire through less Imperium-friendly means to turn on their former masters. In any case, when Codex Space Marines arrives in October, there you go. There's the key word there, October. Every other unit that utilizes the same war gear, regardless of faction, will get their weapon profiles upgraded accordingly. How freaking cool is that?
That's going to be awesome. That means the Meltas and Heavy Bolters on Sisters are going to go up. Also, think about the flying Sisters of Battle that have the power swords.
Right.
All of a sudden, they're not going to be strength 3; they're going to be strength 4.
Mm-hmm.
And then, if I do my Bloody Rose shenanigans to give them the +1 strength, they'll be strength 5 with power swords. That's going to be amazing.
Yeah, it's a really exciting. You know what? I'm really surprised they threw this. Man, I'm excited. I really am. This is so cool. I don't feel like.
Go ahead.
No, it's just I feel like my army is whole again. I don't feel like it's been, quartered or halved or, I feel like my whole army is relevant again.
And to quote my favorite food-related YouTuber, I'm super pumped for this. Don't blink.
Don't blink. Alien weaponry. Boo. All right, moving along. It's a good comparison, though. Here you go.
And basically what that says there is that they're all going to get cool new stats and they're looking at revamping the weapons for everybody. It's not just Imperium.
Right, exactly.
They are starting with Imperium, and I apologize for that. They got to start somewhere. It does make sense that they're starting with the people on the posters.
Right.
Again, I apologize for it, but they are going to get to you guys. They're looking at everyone's data sheet. So.
Yeah. So, let's just look at this one here, the old one for the Synoptic Disintegrator. The range was 24 inches, and it was rapid fire 1. So, of course, you had a little plus where you could, shoot two shots if you were within close range, right? Strength 4, and then you have no AP and damage 1. So, look what they did. The same weapon now at 36 inches, so it can reach out and touch you. It's a heavy 1, right? So you can only fire once. Now, strength 5, which gives you a little more to play with, and it gives you minus.
Big. Most infantry now that's wounding on 3s instead of 4s.
That's exactly right. And look at this. Once when it was AP 0, remember Methos? You said, I don't believe in
I
zero
don't
AP
believe in
weapons.
AP 0 weapons.
And
there you
guess
go,
what?
baby.
GW said, well then, feast your eyes on this. Boom, -2 AP. Are you freaking kidding me? Incredible.
That, I think, is much better fitting of the weapon called a disintegrator.
I agree.
Than an AP 0 weapon.
Right. This one up here, not so much. This one, yes. That one, This one, holy crap. So, yeah.
I like it. It's good stuff.
Indeed. So, yeah, pretty cool. Mm-hmm.
Speaking of what this topic we're on, Running Bear kind of sums it up saying, for all that we're saying Space Marines are OP, if this is what comes from our codex, think about what the others will get as well. And he also says, I think people forget how good Eldar and some of the other Xenos were over the last years. Yeah, Eldar, rules-wise, have been pretty on top for like 10 years now.
Yeah.
I get that they don't get the same love of new models that the other do, but I mean, when your rules are that good and you're on top of the game for 10 years, it's hard to feel bad for somebody when they've been amazing for 10 years. You know what I mean?
Agreed. Yeah, absolutely. Agreed. And I think what they did here, Methos, is that I tell you what, it's
Good night, Commodore, my man. Sorry.
It's an incredible tactic, I guess. It's a great play on them. They basically, in my mind, they killed off my legends. They killed off my tacticals. They killed off my classics, and they just breathed brand new life into them. And it's almost, for me, I mean, it's like, oh my gosh, I feel like they're brand new now, dude. This is going to be absolutely epic. So, definitely super, as you say, pumped for this. Look at that.
And again, going back to, who's on the poster? Okay, Space Marines have 100 models in the GW store over an average of 45 for any other army. Just saying. I mean, honestly, that's business. I mean, what brings in the money, they're going to stock more of, right? They're going to carry a bigger variety of.
Right.
It's just whatever. Money talks. Money talks. That's all I'm saying.
But honestly, though, I think this is a win-win for both the community and GW, because, they can still keep selling the heck out of, tacticals, and, the community can still use what they have. It's a great thing. I love it. So
Running Bear also said there was a leak where some toughness 4 Necrons were going to toughness 5. So we're getting 2 wounds here.
Yes.
And Necron's going to toughness 5 is going to show some survivability all over the game. So
agreed.
This is good. I think it breathes new life into more ranges than just the Space Marines.
Yep. So right here, it shows it right up. What's more, both of these units get a suitably chunky stat line boost to match their powerful new weaponry too. Oh, speaking of stat boosts, Space Marines will get some of those in their codex too. In fact, all fully fledged Space Marines will be getting 2 wounds. 2 freaking wounds.
I wonder, the way they say fully fledged, I wonder if Scouts and Neophytes are going to stay on.
It might be. They might stay on singles. I'm not sure. Yeah, they'd be curious to see what happens. So that's right. It won't just be Primaris Marines on 2 wounds anymore. All of a sudden, a lot of units that may have felt a bit left behind become very durable and appealing. I swear they've been listening to the channel.
That is an old school grav gun, Hellchild.
Yes. From battle company units such as Assault, Devastators, and Tactical Marines to the elite Terminators of the First Company, who will be increased to 3 wounds. So freaking cool.
Your beefy boys going up to the same wounds as a
Centurion. Aggressor. Yeah. That's right. The Firstborn will be back to prove to their Primaris battle brothers their great worth. And for future codices, for other genetically engineered, nobody cares about them. No, I'm just joking.
So that's pretty cool. Although I have to say, the army that didn't need the buff, but it only makes sense that they're getting it, man, Death Guard are going to be so hard to kill.
Yeah.
If you have 3 wounds and that 5 up feel no pain, that's going to be so hard to ship. Yep. And the whole army is toughness 5. People, I think, really sleep on how big of a difference going from your average soldier from toughness 4 to toughness 5 is. Toughness 5, 3 wounds, and 5 feel no pain. That's going to be harder than a Wolfen to shift, I think.
Dude, I'm really excited. I am super excited with that.
So one of the things I want to mention, and this is just my take, okay? It's not, doesn't have to be a hot take. It doesn't have to. I'm not trying to be divisive for everyone, and I'm not trying to steal your thunder, okay? But you see, they're bringing the Marine stat line a little more in line with what Primaris are, right?
Right.
30-inch guns, 2 wounds. Yeah, I think maybe, and probably not this edition, but maybe 10th edition, maybe even 11th. I think eventually what they're going to say is that tactical Marines aren't gone. You're going to use one Marine profile, whether they're Primaris or tactical, and they're just going to be the same model.
You just
right?
apply it.
And it's going to be like, it's just going to be like you can use your old model or your new model, but this is going to be a Space Marine.
I hope that's a possibility, and it is plausible. But if you do that, I'm just kind of thinking in my mind, if they did that to me, then they take away the identity of each of the units. Would it not? They would literally take
and
away.
I think that might even be the case a little bit because, and of course, this is just a theory. No, wait, that's a different channel. No, but what a lot of the theorists say is that Primaris Marines were never supposed to be their own lore thing, that they were supposed to be true scale.
Hold on.
Checking with the chat real quick. Yeah, no, I can definitely see that, Running Bear. Hopefully that's not the case. I have seen some changes that may help with that too. We'll talk about that here in a second. May have to repaint my Death Guard. Death Guard are going to be amazing. I think they're definitely going to be top tier army this go around. If not top tier, somewhere close to the top. I can definitely see where they're just going to be sitting on objectives, hard for people to kill, easily scoring objectives. I really feel like they're going to be one of the toughest armies. So we'll see how that goes, guys.
Dude, she crushed. Finished another 2 Pokemon up there, and they look so good. I got to take pictures, man. They're so good.
Hey, I would. Oh wait, does your does your wife follow our Instagram?
No.
Okay, you know what? I think would be a great social media update for people to see you getting the family involved in some of the hobby.
Yeah, I'll have to throw it on there. No, she definitely doesn't follow it.
But yeah, so one of the things is that some of the theorists say that they were never supposed to be their own thing. Okay. They were supposed to be a true scale body to re-release the Space Marine range. But somebody, a coin counter somewhere, realized if they separated the stats and abilities and stuff like that, and made them better than the standard Space Marines in every way, they would sell more boxes of them. If they just said, hey, these are optional upgrades to your Space Marines, they wouldn't sell as many. So by making them better in every way for a couple of editions, they sell a lot of boxes off the get-go. And then eventually they'll, some people say they'll combine profiles,
Right, exactly.
But hey, that's still the other channel. My bad. Good news for your White Scars. Terminators with lightning claws will destroy in the Assault Doctrine. I know, and you know what? I have some Burning of Prospero Tartaros Terminators I want to use for that. White Scars with no shields, just dual claws, advancing and charging at the same time, and ripping through stuff with claws. I think will be amazing. I want to try that out, especially on these smaller boards and stuff like that.
Yep.
Although one of the things that I'm hearing is that they may do away with the different Terminator profiles. So, classic Cataphracti and Tartaros may all be rolled up into one profile in this new edition. So we'll see. But I still want to try it out because I think it'll be fun. Even if they count as regular Marines, I like the sleek look of Tartaros Terminators. And on top of that, I saw something I want to do. Freak, I was watching one of my favorite battle report channels. Obviously, we know that we love Twisted Dice. We know that I love Warzone Warlock 40K. But one of the channels that got me into the hobby was mini wargaming. You know, we said we want to be like the giants one day. You are, by the way, one of the biggest, if not the biggest, media giants in the hobby. You know, and one of them, the White Scars player, Vito, had some really cool conversions, and he was using some 30K Tartaros Terminators. They're the ones that look like they have the samurai armor freak, and they have the great big two-handed. They look like Naginata,
right?
And they were using them as blade guard from the new Indominus set. So I thought that looks badass, and it looks more White Scarsy and thematic. Because as much as I love Indominus, it has a very medieval Europe kind of look to it, not a very Asian-y look, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think using those White Scars Ebon Keshik Terminators would be a great stand-in for blade guard. So I want to paint some up and do that.
Oh, that'd be really neat.
So that's why I'm going to take the more European-looking blade guard. Those are going to go into my Space Wolves. Plus, you know, I like the idea of putting these badass Malay guys into my Space Wolves. Good night, Oni, my brother. Take care. Sorry, work is calling, my man. Vito the Vito. That's right. I love watching Vito, the White Scars on Vito the Vito. Running Bear has a great point on this. His takeaway is that Malay is going to suffer from all these upgrades in the new edition. And I think he's got to think about swords, claws, axes. Most Malay weapons do 1 point of damage.
Right?
Yeah,
but they're doing -1 on some of it too, so it's not...
Right, but the thing is that the number of swings that a Malay character can take isn't changing.
It's changing, yeah, you're right.
So if you're immediately buffing other infantry units by double the wounds, and they're still getting the same number of swings, they are immediately 50% less effective in combat.
Yeah, you're right.
Against those buff units.
Yeah, good
so
point.
I think that's going to be interesting. You know, it's a great point. It's going to make combat armies. It is going to make combat armies less effective. Now there is some other takeaways here that aren't listed in the article I'm going to talk about, and some of that I think will get changed around. Pull up my notes here, guys. I actually have like notes for the show and stuff.
What? We haven't done that in years.
Right? I wanted to actually take down some notes on some of the leaks I saw because I thought there would be great talking points on this. But check this out. We talked about bolters. Wasn't in there, but a lot of discussion is that standard bolters going to 30 inches. That'll be interesting because one of the things we talked about before is that you can just take the new troops, the intercessors, and just outrange your old troops with the tacticals and stuff like that. You have to actually move them up the board to get the same kind of coverage with the bolters. But if they all go to 30, that's going to, again, make it easier to get that distance on them. But then that's going to make it easier for them to shoot those Malay troops as they're trying to come up the board. So who knows? Let's see. Another thing is that God, I lost it. I was just like, look how professional I am. And then I lost it. I just had it and I lost it. I can't find my note on it.
Are those wolves?
I have to be able to find my own notes. Apparently I did not write this where I wrote the other stuff. Damn. Okay, well, I lost it. I had another point to make, and I just completely lost it. And apparently I just threw my phone on the floor by accident. Oh, no, I had another point that was, like, really nagging at me. Damn. Okay, I just have lost it. I was just really, really thinking about it, and I wanted to be able to read it.
Yep.
Would psi bolters also get the 30-inch range? So I heard standard bolters. I haven't heard anything about psi bolters, but the note I did see that most bolter weapons going to 30-inch range. And actually, with Grey Knights was one of the things that I was hearing about. Also, think about Deathwatch, who get the special issue ammunition. That'll be interesting too. Impulsors being destroyed and rolling a 6 for them to explode is freaking deadly. Impulsors are really good. So, it's a lot of stuff to think about, Freak.
Yep.
I'm going to let you know if that other point I was going to make comes back up.
No 2 in the morning. Don't be calling me. Hey, Freak!
Oh, I will. You know I will. We got about 30 minutes left, though. You want to take a look at some amazing looking artwork?
Yes. Oh, sure as heck do. Week.
Gosh, it's going to bother me. I can feel that there was one more thing that I have not written down here.
This one is by our good friend Oni from Oni Studios. And I think this is the Monkey King?
Monkey King, just like Goku.
Yeah, dude. Pretty freaking sweet.
It is not Goku. It is what Goku is based off of.
Mm-hmm.
It is kind of like Goku. Very cool, though.
The detail in the muscle work, all the sinew, all the... Even the scars. Freaking scars, dude.
Nobody...
Damn.
Very few people can do skin like Oni can.
Oh, man. He's ridiculous. Look at that. That's just unbelievable, dude. Oh. That's going to haunt my nightmares. That's going to haunt my dreams forever.
It's Into the West, Son Goku.
Hmm.
Chainsword Assault Marines getting -1 AP and an extra wound is going to be baller. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's why I'm really excited to play my my Blood Claws. I can't wait till October. In fact, I may in fact actually wait until October to play my Space Wolves.
Dude, I really love the Cloud.
Cloud looks great.
And look at the dragon just wrapped around. It's like, that is just incredible.
Yeah, really excellent detail. And I love that every wisp of the Cloud looks different. Like the grays and whites don't blend into each other.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes white on, something painted white can just look like one ball of whatever it is. But every detail stands out here. Truly impressive.
Yeah, it's not just a solid bleh. All right, let me switch real quick. All right, there we go. Ooh, we got some art of the week
Watched
here.
one of our favorite battle report channels pull a win out of his ass by having one explode. Very nice. Right in the middle of the enemy. That's cool.
Let's see, where did we start this one, Methos?
I guess I usually just look at.
I think it's right after.
Tonight we start with an orc with metal wings.
Orc with got it. Perfect. Thank you, sir. All right, let's see. Yeah,
and actually, I think this one might have been submitted to us before, but definitely don't mind re-showing it. It looks awesome.
Okay. Open a new tab. All right, so let's change. Boom.
And here we go. Yeah, I'm almost positive I think this was submitted to us before, but again, it looks amazing. It is definitely a very, very cool. Look at this orc.
Yeah.
Those metal wings. It reminds me a little of Archangel from X-Men. How he replaced his angel wings with the big metal wings, except orcified. Like if an orc replaced these metal wings. And that sword definitely reminds me of like an Assault Marines Eviscerator.
Mm-hmm.
It's so cool looking though. The chipping and the weathering on all that metal looks awesome. At the bottom, I think it says Monkeys with Fire.
Monkeys with Fire.
Monkeys with Fire. Very cool. And it's very cool that War Game exclusive not retweeted, but that Monkeys with Fire put their work back on. This Raging Heroes was submitted to me by the Commodore, and he said this one's just for Methos. Look at them abs. look at them abs.
Yes, just the abs. Yeah, that's all it.
This person can definitely paint. I'm just saying, like, those abs are definitely they're very good at painting skin.
Yes.
The whole thing is SK drill, it looks like.
SK drill?
Yep. Skin work.
Yep.
SK drill, we've featured some of their work on our show before, by the way. It's some of their they had some cavalry style elves. They were very cool, and again, they had just absolutely nailed the skin tones and everything. I love the cloak and the freehand. Obviously, you know, they definitely do an amazing job painting the ladies for sure.
Indeed. Optimus Primaris.
Optimus Primaris. So I think from the symbol on the side of the bike there, this must be Carcharodons, space sharks. Probably mispronouncing that. You guys let me know in the comments how badly I'm mispronouncing that. But I think it's Carcharodons. I've also heard Carcharodons. And in the words of the extremely wise voice of, oh my gosh, hey, Psych, main character, Sean Spencer from Psych. I've heard it both ways. I've heard Carcharodons and I've heard Carcharodons. But this is just absolutely incredible. I don't know if is that freehand? Is that a decal?
Looks like a decal. Yeah, it looks like a decal.
It's incredible, though. It really adds some pop to that. Sharkadons. There we go. Thank you, guys. Which makes me think of Sharkticons from Transformers.
Or Sharknado. No? Okay.
I prefer the Transformers Shark.
Oh, okay.
Especially since the guy's name is Optimus Primaris.
It's true.
They've got more Sharkticons than we have photon charges. And let's give them a demolition derby. If anyone gives me the opportunity, I will quote the entire Transformers the movie from the animated series back in the 80s. Very cool work. I just love the Primaris Outrider bikes way more than the traditional Space Marine bikes. I gotta get more from that stuff. I really want to make a bike-centric force now. Kaiju just finished his Sharkadon Terminator. Finished for today. Very cool. Tyberos, the Red Wake. Such a cool guy. Oh, wait. Oh, well, I mean, clearly this is still work in progress. But, man, it looks amazing.
Indeed it does.
I'm not even going to say anything. It looks amazing. Work.
So Kaiju Shorts, he just finished his Sharkadon Terminators. I wonder how he did it. You know, he's Australian.
And this is from Grumpy Guy Gaming.
Grumpy Guy.
I'm sorry, I said I was going to stop doing it.
Yeah, you sound like Bela Lugosi too. So.
Hey.
What?
I'm just putting on my sexy accent.
You sound very sexy.
No, don't say that, Kaiju. I've seen how well you paint. Surely you didn't do it badly. I've seen how well you paint.
You painted goodly. Gosh, every time I see this, I think of the Assassin's Guild from Skyrim.
I never did the Assassin's Guild from Skyrim.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun.
Before it.
Yeah.
And that power sword, I think, is all painted by hand, too.
Jeez and Pete's, man.
Wait. Maybe that wasn't... No, wait. Maybe that wasn't Grumpy's. That wasn't with the other ones. I think I put all Grumpy's together. Wait, go back to that Blood Angel.
Look.
I may be crediting the wrong person.
This is Optimus. Hold on. Wait. I don't know.
I can clear this up real fast by going by to Grumpy's texts. Okay, that is Grumpy.
Okay, so we can continue to talk like this. Blah, 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 blah. All right, good.
This is Grimdark Builds.
Man.
And I have seen so much on fire Legion of the Damned stuff. It looks so good.
These
people really do it well.
Dude, this is sick. This is flat out sick. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Fiery armor, so cool.
Oh, dude, I love this. I love everything about this.
How do they get the flames on everything? Is it all sculpted with green stuff?
I don't know, man, but
although I've seen a tutorial on how Spec sculpts fire using hot glue. I wonder if some of those tips.
You think? That just
no, I'm
looks,
not saying that this is that.
That just looks amazing. I'm curious to know I'm curious to know what colors he's using. This is. I cannot look at this and not think of flames and embers and fire, dude. This is insane.
You're right. You're right. That's just incredible. 100% bravo on these flame effects.
Unbelievable. Yeah, I'm just blown away, man. Oh.
It's a good thing they painted a lot of fire, because now I can just throw my brushes at the model.
Just exactly. Oh my goodness. That is just incredible. This is by Black Templar 40K. Oh, this is beautiful too. Dude, we found a lot of good submissions, man. These are great.
Look at that. Whoa, and that sword is just so incredibly well done. The cloak. This whole thing is just straight up badass.
It's in a great scenario. This is beautiful. Look at the background.
There's nothing I dislike about this.
Yeah, I do. I just like it that I'm not having it in my hand right now.
Also, you know, it's funny. This is like the opposite of what I tried to do. See, I know that my painting is okay at best. And so I usually do some extremely, I usually try and go overboard with my basing so that way people notice the flaws in my painting less. This is very simplistic basing that just lets their work speak for itself.
Yep.
And you know what? I'm not mad at it at all. It doesn't like detract away from how amazing this model is at all. Like sometimes I'm like, when I see something, I'm like, this is really great, but man, I wish I'd done a little more with the basic. I don't feel that way about this at all.
No.
It's like, here I am.
Yep.
I'm amazing. And I'm like, yeah, you are. You're right. You're right. Here's a drink.
Gosh.
I want someone to play the Frost and Fist You Right drinking game and let us know how drunk they are at the end of the episode.
Dude, that would be hilarious.
No, I don't want somebody to die. I take that back. Somebody converted the Judiciary into an Emperor's Champion. I thought this was really cool.
And why do we do this to ourselves?
Because it looks great.
Yeah.
We drool over it.
I guess. This is by the Wargamer. Amazing.
Kaiju says his technique is he just throws sand in people's eyes first and say it's good or I throw more. Brother Lupus says, flaming nice paint job. Good to see you, my man. For Ross. Man, so I'm seeing a lot of these Emperor's Champions models going around. Do you think we'll see more Black Templars in 9th edition? I don't think I've ever seen a Black Templar's army in person. Ever. Not even once. And we've been to quite a few gaming stores, Brother Freak.
Yeah, not many people are. I've never seen anybody play them. Nope.
So I hope we do. This is another Judiciary conversion, but this person turned it into a cipher for their Dark Angels.
Insane.
What do you think about that?
Pretty freaking sweet, dude. And you know what? It's got a good spitting image of it,
Yeah.
By Asjara.
It's everything I like about the cipher model and the Judiciary model together. It's like that meme.
Yes.
That I have a Judiciary in this hand. I have a cipher in this hand. Then I put my hands together.
Beautiful model, dude.
I finally got to the point that these awesome painters don't make me want to stop painting. It only took me painting 50 models in 3 weeks. Man, you have been going beast mode. You were like, Indominus, easy. I'm going straight to Vanguard now. You're just knocking models left, right, and center out of the park.
Dude, is this guy?
I would be too hammered after the first hour beat those. Oh, really? I guess you're right.
And I don't think he's talking about tolerance either, because I'm pretty sure he's pretty alcohol
As
tolerant.
Jara does evil work. Yeah, their work is incredible.
Dude.
Phenomenal, even. What do you think of all of these just straight up strips of cloth, all green stuffed?
I was going to say, yeah, that's just ridiculous.
I mean, he has sculpted so much motion. Like, wind is invisible.
Wait,
but
what?
The way he sculpted these tatters of cloth, you can see the damn wind.
Dude,
it's crazy.
Look at it. He did a fantastic job sealing up a lot of the gaps. And dude, my hat's off to the guy.
Yeah. Incredible.
All right, who are these from?
Now we are back to I'm going to stop Grumpy. I'm sorry. We're back to Grumpy Guy Gaming. Very cool. Got some Assault Intercessors here. So we got to see when he first just blocked out some color last week, work in progress. Boom, he's fully finished them, based them up. They look amazing.
Freaking sexy.
They do look sexy. Look at the shoulder pads and like all the dark areas. You can see some beautiful transitions to darker areas on that red armor. And again, that power sword, if I remember correctly, he does all his power sword effects by hand when I'm watching his tutorials.
Yes.
I don't know for sure that's what that is here, but it looks great. Great reflection in power sword. And the bone on that skeleton on the front looks so cool. This is the other squad of Assault Intercessors. Nice pop with the yellow on the helmet there. It's got such a nice pop, but it doesn't look like jarring.
Right. A lot of weathering on this.
Again, I love how the red is shaded and still looks lots of pop, lots of amazingness.
Yeah.
Like if you look at the bottom of where the Blood Angel symbol is, like right around the little greebles at the bottom of the bike there, you can see like there's shading around each of those greebles there, or where the recess around where the ammo belt for the gun is halfway up the bike. Again, it shades down. Just it's so good, so good. I'm gonna paint like Grumpy someday.
Pretty freaking sweet.
Archer continues on to say, yeah, my alcohol tolerance is pretty high. Either stone sober or alcohol poisoning, but not really in between. You just say it that often.
That's exactly right.
You're right. I love the heat bloom on these. I love heat bloom on anything. And just a touch of heat bloom at the end of these melting guns looks awesome.
Ooh,
also, the blue in the helmets really pop.
Yeah.
The red body with the blue helmet reminds me of Optimus Prime.
That's right, they do. Autobots. All right, I'll show up. Roll out.
We got these Blade Guard veterans here, and I like that they're the bodyguard unit. And I think kind of like some of the Golden Boys and the Blood Angels, he's gone with the golden style helmets here. It looks pretty cool. Really gives them that veteran kind of feel.
Yeah, they've been around.
Yeah.
Roxas.
Brother Roxas. Good evening, my brother.
Ooh.
The Judiciary.
Oh my gosh.
It just looks so cool.
That does, dude. Oh man, if I see that coming in the middle of the night, nope. He would kill me because I wouldn't run. I would sit there, freeze, pee myself, and then die. Jeez. Damn, that's just so cool.
Holds up hourglass. Time to die, fellas.
Exactly
I like it.
right.
I like it. I'm going to start carrying around an hourglass just for that reason.
I'm not playing you, man.
Oh, man, that lieutenant looks great.
A lot from Grumpy, huh?
Yeah. I think this is the entire... I don't know why I accidentally sent you the picture that I used for the thumbnail.
The thumbnail was hilarious.
Welcome back, Mini Warmutt. And the Ancient. Yeah, I think this is like the Space Marine half of the box. He's just like, boom, did the whole box. Here you go. So cool.
And I love how the skeleton that's being held up in that. It just seems so shocked. Yeah. What? You brought me here for this? Okay. I love that. Yeah.
I think that Ancient's a really handy guy to have. Meme stolen for tonight's thumbnail. So this is another version of the Chaplain. This one is Blood Ravens. And it is just incredible work. This one was submitted by Heinrich Botha. The credits will be in one of these pictures.
Surprise. Wow.
Look at this face.
Wow. Dude.
Look at all the metal on the chest and everything. Look at the shading and the cloth.
That is just ridiculous.
This is an awesome, incredible Chaplain.
Brush burning, brought to you by the Frost and Fist Show.
Yep. Wait till you see the shading on the pistol too, and the close-ups, and the shade, the face up close.
Gavin Garza? That's
Gavin Garza.
Oh my gosh. Okay, here we go. Oh my god. Okay. You see, this ain't fair, dude.
This is the level of skin and face I want to be able to paint.
This is just not fair at all.
I don't understand. This must be like a paintbrush with like 3 hairs on it. Like that's all I can think. Look at the individual teeth, bro.
I know.
The individual teeth.
That's not right. This is not right. This is
also. I love the way the bionic eye is glowing like that. This reminds me of Cyborg from Teen Titans.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, kind of looks like him with a half metal, half,
Mm-hmm.
Incredible, man.
How do you do an eyeball like that? I don't know.
Yeah.
The only thing I can think of is if you scaled down like the Atom or Ant-Man and happened to paint it on like a micro scale and then resize himself. This one was submitted by the Commodore. I think the name was up above real quick.
Blackbeard Miniatures.
Blackbeard Miniatures.
Oh man.
This has such a Dark Souls feel to me.
Oof.
This is incredible. And I look at all the little hash marks. Now, if you've ever seen one of the, I think he's a chaplain or something, like Mephiston, or there's another one, Astaroth. Some of these Blood Angels guys, they have a type of armor that's got like, I don't know if it's cabling or whatever, but it looks like it's muscle fibers, what it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
And the same kind of lines is drawn in freehand on this guy's armor, so it looks like Blood Angel armor, like on Mephiston and Astaroth, but it's all freehand. And then if you look at the highlighting in each individual feather, I mean, this whole piece is amazing. But it really has, like this really badass Dark Souls vibe to it. That's the feel I get from it.
Mm-hmm.
This is just incredible. Phenomenal even. I'm a simple man. I see some cool white scars, I give a like.
This is by Bento Box 722.
I happen to think these were just really cool. I like seeing a bunch of white scars together. Very, very nice. Very clean.
By Rubicon Paints.
Rubicon Paints. I don't know what colors make this space. I see it pretty frequently on Amazing Space Wolf painters, where it's like they have kind of the blue, but instead of going in the eggshell kind of direction, which feels a little more flat, it's like that same kind of blue, but with just a touch of green in it, and it gives it more of an ice kind of feel, and I love it on Space Wolves. And I don't know how they get here. I don't know what color this is. I couldn't tell you what colors make this up, but when I see it, it works with the gold on the Space Wolf.
Yeah.
I still love that Kaiju holds up the hourglass time to die. I really love that joke. This is our brother from a UK mother, Spud, over at Chilling Wargamers, and he has been doing some badass kit bashes and conversions for his Death Dreads. And I love. He's got 4, I think they're all claw arms or something.
The saw arms.
Anyways,
yeah.
but look at the maw. He's taken the lower jaw from 2 different Death Dreads and made like a giant chomping mouth, and I just think it looks so cool.
Oh, that is cool. You
And
know,
it gives it
I gave you 2 of those, right?
Yeah, you think I'm not going to try and replicate this? I've stolen and magpied so much from Chilling Wargamers.
That's funny.
He's going to sue me, I think, at some point. Except for the fact that he's an amazing guy.
Yeah.
But this idea is it's such a simple addition to the Death Dread, and makes it look like 100% more hardcore. Speaking of looking more hardcore, look at this Kit Bash Death Dread with an Imperial Knight head that looks perfectly in place here, and these 2 beastly, I don't know, mammoth tusks or something. I don't know what they're from, but do they look cool here on a Death Dread? Hell yeah. This guy knows how to kit bash and orcs for sure.
We ain't lying. Dude, just
I can't wait to see all these painted up.
throws pieces together. Look, that's all stuff laying around. Look, oh, this looks good.
And he's been painting his orc stuff hella fast, so I can't wait to see these painted up. I wonder if he'll do these yellow like a lot of not a lot, but some of his other orcs. Absolute Kaiju, I agree. I can't wait to see it painted. Human eyeball decals by Archer Fine Transfers. Huh. I can't even begin to think how I would apply a decal as small as someone's eyeball. Oh God. Please tell me the credit is one of those 2 pictures, or else I've done a complete service.
All I can say is damn.
Hmm?
All I can say is damn.
Yeah, it looks amazing. Okay, it's in the next picture. Whew.
Okay.
I mean, but yeah, look at that. It's like a very cool ivory kind of thing.
Lewis Collins, yep.
Lewis Collins, if you ever see this, you are a phenomenal painter. I really like how this fusion of grim, dark, and heavy metal style came out on this tester for my own chapter, and the bonus is that they don't take forever. Wow, so he's saying he didn't spend forever on this, but I would have thought he would have spent hours upon hours painting to a display standard.
Okay, so yeah, look at the chipping effects, and he just brushed it. A lot of wash, a lot of detail. This is beautiful, dude. This is a guy who has not been back to get his armor polished. You know?
Yeah, it looks like aged ivory. It really does.
Yeah,
I love it. This is incredible. This is one of the best things I've seen. I think I say every time we do Art of the Week, this is one of the best things I've seen. I'm just amazed at what people are in this community do. This is just something I wanted to take a sneak peek at. So we got the news earlier this week that unfortunately they are completely removing the War Boss on bike from match play. But I got I wanted to show a picture of Brother Lars's War Boss on bike. Very cool. And I think he said earlier, like, I think we were doing one of these live shows, and I think it was either towards the end of last year, might have been early this year. They said he finally got it painted up, and he was showing it versus an Imperial Knight at the time. So we We showed it like once before, but I just thought it was a good time to show it off again. I like that. I mean, it looks so cool. I like the green skin there. Very well done. C. Finch here. I like that the head swap here for the plague. It looks like a plague doctor from like old school kind of plague doctor. Even Assassin's Creed had some of the plague doctors, or just plague doctors in general. I thought the crow skull here was really cool and fitting for this. Really awesome conversion. Also, I like the smear of the blood splatter. Very cool. Like, obviously used to hack off a head or something. And since they have a very executioner kind of vibe, it's like, I think, the right amount of blood, you know? So, I think this is very cool. You know, it's not like a massive, like, went crazy with the blood, which I like. It's, like, very functional. Like,
yeah, you're not about all the extreme gore, you know?
Exactly. This is a guy that we all know and love.
The Pale Orc.
The Pale Orc. I would really like to see the Night Head on Spud's Death Dread really stick out, like it was just picked up and welded into place on that Death Dread. That would be cool. So again, in this very shiny carapace style, like he does with his scheme for his Tyranids are like from the inspired by the Aliens movies.
Yep. I was gonna say this is so much Aliens.
You can definitely see some of that. And I love the green and the red edging. It really pops. Really, really good work, man. Really clean. Very nice. Handsome devil he is. Yes, he is. Also, his models are nice, too. That's so cool. Again, I have to say, it really does give me the impression of like an insect's carapace, like you know, like if you saw a Hercules beetle or something like that. It really does have that, like a crunchy looking carapace kind of look. Also, I love how the green and the red edge highlighting or outlining gives it almost like a Tron kind of vibe. Awesome work, man.
Yeah.
Awesome work. I always like the sword guys with the Sworn Lords. Aiju says, man, I miss my Tyranids. They look cool. Especially these guys with the swords. I've always liked them. Really great work, man.
Tyranids, you mean Zerglings?
The Zerg!
I miss playing that game, man. That was such a fun game. That is everything.
I think that's everything for Art of the Week, brother.
Oh, good. Oof.
So some crazy stuff today.
Oh, man.
Got a good look at how much we enjoyed 9th edition, but how badly I'm doing in 9th edition so far. But, you know, like I said, that's the growing pains of a new army.
Yep.
And I'll definitely learn and get it right.
I think starting it off in a small scale game like we did is definitely the best way to do it.
Yep.
So.
Yep, and we will build up. I know you guys want to see some of the bigger point games, and we'll get there.
Yep.
We want to stick with this point level for now as we learned to incorporate the secondary objectives. Then we'll move on to probably something bigger, maybe 750, maybe 1,000, and we'll just keep scaling up from there.
Yep.
We also, by the way, are going to jump in with both feet into 1,700 or 1,750 or 1,700 or 1,750 next month. We got like an all-day gaming session scheduled with a couple of other brothers. Yep. So, and for that, I've come to accept I won't have 1,750 of orcs painted up by then. So I'm going to be submitting into see what my brothers want, if they would rather face my wolves or my scars. So we'll see how that goes. Still not had a game of ninth yet. Well, I hope you get one in soon, my man. I know things aren't necessarily easy right now. Small scale game, completed it.
And it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Yep, it was a lot of fun, man. I honestly, I'll be honest with you, I was very, very nervous, but we got to spend some time, hang out, got to break bread, and then after that, we went to the store and
Freak picked up his rule book.
I did, and it weighs a ton. Freaking heavy.
It's a beefy book.
It is. And it's gorgeous. It's really cool. So, pretty excited. Yeah, we were going through it. A lot of changes, but, again, that's why we were doing the game, the sample game, S game, just to make sure that we go through all the little things. And I'm sure as more come out, we'll have to do more. So, and it won't be long before we fire up the cameras. So, don't worry about that.
Yep, that will come to you sometime soon. Like I said, I was just kind of inspired. We were there having such a good time playing that game, so I whipped out the camera phone, and we got a little, end of round, couple recaps, and of course, we did think it was pretty cool that the Pain Boy almost by himself got within 1 point of taking out a whole damn tank.
Could not believe
that. But that new rule where tanks can shoot into combat really came into play. It allowed you to be aggressive and take the point.
Yeah, but again, I could not believe that I was whiffing. I last cannons to the face, and this Pain Boy was just like, "What was that? Was that last cannon? Hey, did you see the last cannon?" I don't know why he sounds like Rocky now, but he just deflected everything. It's like, what?
He took the last cannon to the face and just started putting stims in himself. And just came running through the smoke, laughing as he's injecting himself up with a whole bunch of stuff.
Yep, a Pain Boy crackhead. So, but yeah, it was a lot of fun.
If you guys get a chance and you're just curious about how 9th edition feels, I definitely recommend anyone try out. Just get you a little 500 points. Yep. It will go quickly. It's fun. It's easier to keep track of stuff. I definitely recommend. It's not as immersive, but sticky notes. Mm-hmm. If you're intimidated by all the new terrain rules like we were, sticky notes help. They really do. Help you keep in mind what every piece of terrain does.
Yep.
It's good stuff, guys. It really is.
Yeah.
Again, are there some things, we're being very positive. Are there some things we would like to keep about 8th? Yeah, but it's not 8th anymore, so there's no point in us, wishing for what we don't have.
Move on. Yep.
So we will go back and probably play some of those classic missions. Like I said, I think the Comet would still be fun. We might break that out at some point, but for the most part, I'm happy with the forward. So. I remember real quick. I'm not going to call you at 2 a.m. A couple of the other notes that for some reason I did not write down is some of the changes to other weaponry that we didn't look at before. For instance, chain fists they rebalanced chain fists and power fists. Power fists are now going to go to a steady 2 damage. Because you guys know sometimes you get the bad feels when you roll your power fists and all your hits come out as 1 damage apiece. And it's just like, oh, why did I pay the points for this power fist when it's just giving me 1 damage? So now they're going to a consistent 2 damage.
2 damage, yep.
Chain fists are going the other way around. You're going to get the D3 damage. So that's going to be an interesting change.
Wow. And
then allegedly, Thunderhammers are going to go to a whopping 4 damage. 4 damage. So, a lot of people underestimate how big that is. Let's say you're going to have fewer Smash Captains in the game now. But if you do get a Smash Captain in, imagine this: you get a character with the Thunderhammer in. You go up to an Imperial Knight. Okay, before it would take 8 hits to bring down an Imperial Knight with 3 damage apiece. Now you're going to 4 damage. You can take down that same Imperial Knight on 6 hits. So I mean, that's kind of big. You know, and if you're hitting something smaller, like somebody's Predator or Land Raider or something like that, melee from these Thunderhammer people are going to make a much bigger difference.
Very cool.
So.
All right, man.
All right, guys. Well, we want to thank everyone who came out to join us tonight. There was actually a lot of really good discussion about 9th edition games, about smaller games and playing smaller games, the power levels and points people prefer. Lots of the discussion about rules and what mission types people like. Lots of good discussion overall tonight, and we had some amazing art by some phenomenal people in the community.
And I really hope you guys get a chance to at least get a good 500 point game in, even, just knock on your neighbor's door. Hey, you're coming over. We're going to play 500 points, whatever it takes. So might not like it being waking up in 2 or 3 in the morning, but hey, you know what? Tell them this is important.
That's how Brother Atlas has coaxed us over to his house next month. Yep. He's like, I need 3 people to come over and have some barbecue. And we were like, all right, food, sign us up. He's like, by the way, you're playing 40K. Oh.
Okay, even better.
No, it's going to be a break.
It would have been worse if he's like, and you're playing Tau. Oh, you know what?
Back to the Scott Pilgrim meme.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm catching influenza that day. Can we move on?
Because it's you, I almost expected you to say I'm accidentally catching the clap that day. I'm accidentally catching the clap that day. I guess that is something you could technically plan out.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't. What to get out of something? Maybe you really gotta get out. It's like, yeah, you know what? I'm scheduled to catch the clap that day. Can we just schedule it another day?
Guys, thank you for spending your Friday night with these 2 goobers talking about the hobby.
And the clap.
Being a little salty sometimes, but sharing our love for the game. And of course, not only do we want to thank you, we want to make sure that we thank the people who help us make this happen all the time. For instance, Freak's got a copy of the rules now, so that way we can learn the game and be able to do more stuff in the future, like eventually do more battle reports and stuff like that. So we want to start off by thanking our this is where I'm going to thank our patrons, guys. I get a little excited.
All right, before you do, I just need to make sure, because
tone me down, something.
Before you do, I want to make sure that you guys can hear me nice and clear, because in our last, it's like, dude, I think I was getting picked up by my microphone on my back camera. So you guys can hear me nice and clear. Please say yes. No, I'm not saying your name until you say yes, Brian. Say it. Thank you. Mini Warmutt. There, I said it.
All right, now that we can all hear clearly.
All right, because I got to do my voice.
Help us make this happen. So a big thank you to our newest patron, Bloodclaw Wyvern Miniatures.
I didn't realize it. Oh my God. Muchísimas gracias, señor. Mucho honor.
Bloodclaw Heinrich Botha or now Hobby Time with HP.
Why Hewlett Packard? I don't get it. It's a computer.
Hey man.
Hobby Time with a computer. HP's not even okay, go ahead.
Right. God. Anyways, Bloodclaw Running Bear.
He's running like a bear.
Bloodclaw Richard at the Nerd Life.
He's a big nerd.
Bloodclaw Big Mac Dan Skull.
Because he drives a Big Mac.
Bloodclaw Brian the Mini Warmutt.
Wow. Maybe Mini War Mutt. Brian. Badass boob licker.
Gamecraft Dragon.
Because he's got a big D.
Bloodclaw Chief Live Gaming.
He is the chief.
Bloodclaw Inquisitor Zane.
Insane in the membrane.
Bloodclaw Zack the Crimson Painter.
Still painting in red.
Grey Hunter Brother Roxas.
IT Master.
Grey Hunter Kaiju Shorts.
Australian Jesus. Órale, güey.
Wolfguard Kalo.
Rob Trow, baby.
Wolfguard the Commodore.
Not the 80s computers. Well, maybe. We don't know yet.
There is nowhere in
No.
the Imperium or in the Eye of Terror,
Can't hide.
nor anywhere in the warp you can hide from the ever mysterious ultimate
Could be in your
Wolf
pants.
Lord, Anonymous.
Where is he?
Next, we have Defender of the Imperium,
Ooh.
the Savior of Fenris,
Ooh.
the ultimate Wolf Lord, Meeks.
Meeks. Clap them cheeks.
And finally, our very own Smash Captain, the wielder of the banhammer in the chat, the ultimate Wolf Lord Archer.
Smash, baby.
Thank you guys so much for helping us do what we do. We really appreciate you guys each and every week, each and every day. And actually, we're looking forward to hanging out with some of our patrons in a moment. So that'll be cool. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. If you guys would like tonight... Oh, do you have any closing thoughts? I forgot to ask you that. I just got to start.
This was fun. Again, therapy, right?
Therapy, babe.
Hobby therapy. This week wasn't as stressful as the previous, but you know what? It never fails. I got to get my therapy. This is it. Hanging out with the guys. Hanging out with the guy. Good therapy, bum. Love it. Love the rules. Love the changes. Love that my tacticals are getting a little love. Yay!
That'll be cool. That'll be really cool.
Yep.
I'm stoked, man.
Yep. Can't wait for another game.
I'm not only stoked with the hobby therapy, hanging out with the guys, doing the hobby here at the desk, but the fact that I got to hang out, with my brother on a Saturday, do some hobby together, that was cool.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
That.
Hell yeah.
Guys, if you liked tonight's episode, please make sure that you grab up an ox and smash that like button in the name of the Emperor. Drop me some comments down below, and of course, feel free to be part of any of these ridiculous conversations. And of course, if you guys are not yet subscribed to the channel, then Freak Delicioso.
Come on.
We'd love to have you as part of the pack here on the Frost and Fist.
Yes.
Join us next Friday when we do our show. If you want to see more awesome live streams, our Chilling Network brother, the Pickle Jar, has a show on every Wednesday you can check out. And of course, Chilling Wargamers themselves, head of the Chilling Network, does a live show on Thursdays. So feel free to sub to all of these channels and join us as part of the pack here on the Frost and Fist. Until next time, guys. Stay
Stay
frosty.
frosty.